The California Zephyr continues following the Colorado River. Now it enters another mountainous area. Here, the rain that fell the previous night has carried with it some sediment. This helps the Colorado River turn its namesake color. Speaking of color, this is Ruby Canyon, one of the most scenic and memorable sections of the California Zephyr route, named for this enchanting red rock. Here we see layer after layer of sedimentary rock. If you wanted to fish for prehistoric fossils, this would be the place to do it. This region was once an inland sea, depositing layers of sediment where fossilized sea life is found. The splashes of red color now shift from the rocks to the sky. Another day of incredibly beautiful landscape comes to an end, and we're still moving west. The previous day's storm had left a heavy blanket of snow. Climbing back into the Sierra Nevada mountains, we found it slow going. Amtrak was not the only ones trying to make up for the landslide delay. Heavy freight traffic made an on-time arrival look doubtful. We crept by this ski area, the beneficiary of the heavy snow that preceded us. The California Zephyr is one of the ways to get up to a ski area like this. It's a popular form of transportation for skiers in California. And here we could see the mounds of snow that piled up in the mountains. The California Zephyr offers a breathtaking view of Donner Lake, named for a party of Oregon-California Trail pioneers who got trapped at Donner Pass by heavy snow. After eating down all their supplies, the group reverted to cannibalism before they were rescued. A later rescue occurred here in 1952. Southern Pacific's City of San Francisco train was stranded for 3 days at Donner Pass. Snow removal equipment was frozen to the rails and couldn't be used. Rescue parties had to dig their way to the train on State Highway. No one died at that time. Continuing west, the California Zephyr drops below snow level on its way to Sacramento.
Talk to us, like you just said we are.
Here we see the double track crossing the high trestle over Interstate 80. A volunteer from the Sacramento Railroad Museum told us passengers about the building of the Transcontinental Railroad.
The labor shortage became severe. On a trial basis, 50 Chinese were hired as laborers. They proved to be incredible workers. They were quick to learn, efficient, very patient, and peaceful.
Approaching Sacramento, the California Zephyr passes through the expansive Roseville train yard.
Olivia, pop yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we leave the Roseville station, to the left of the train are the massive freight yards of the Union Pacific Railroad here in Roseville.
The Pacific Fruit Express expanded its ice supply facility here for refrigerator cars. By 1920, this was the largest ice-making plant in the United States. With the advent of the mechanical refrigerator car, the facility was converted for the rebuilding and repair of thousands of freight cars then owned by the Southern Pacific Railroad. At one time, this was the largest repair facility for railroad locomotives in California and one of the largest rail yards west of Chicago. Overhauled by Union Pacific, this yard on the left of the train was renovated after the merger.
Entering Sacramento, the tracks are lined with camps of homeless people. They flocked to tolerant Sacramento and left piles of garbage along the railroad tracks.
Is the California State Railroad Museum. The Railroad Museum is the largest and finest interpretive railroad museum in the world. It covers 2.5 acres under one roof and houses over 30 pieces of historic railroad rolling stock. The museum is open daily except Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's days from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
American River that
Excuse me, American River.
crossing over, this time going into the Sacramento station.
The Transcontinental Railroad only went west as far as Sacramento. The section from here to San Francisco was added soon after the Golden Spike ceremony in Promontory, Utah. At one time, Southern Pacific passengers boarded a ferry for the trip across the bay to San Francisco.
Corridor train will be on the track, next track over to the right. You will have to use the subterranean passageway to get to that train. Those would be for the stops over in Sioux City, Richmond, Berkeley, Hayward, Fremont, Santa Clara, San Jose. Or you may alight from the train and alight at one of those cigarettes. We will be at this Sacramento station approximately 10 to 15 minutes here at Sacramento. Sacramento is our present station stop, Sacramento, California.
By the time we pull out, we're pretty travel weary.
That existed when I lived down here, or just wasn't aware of it.
To old Sacramento.
The California Zephyr crosses the Sacramento River, traveling west of the original Transcontinental Railroad. As the train services shut down, we view the Sacramento River, which has its headwaters at Mount Shasta, not far from Southern Oregon, where we live. The actual train doesn't cross the bay into San Francisco. Passengers are bused into the city from Emeryville, the last station of the California Zephyr. Leaving Sacramento, we started gathering our belongings. We're getting off at Martinez. We cross a large bridge here, looking out at surplus Navy ships anchored here since the end of World War II. Train is heading for Emeryville, where passengers will be bused across the bay to San Francisco. We're content to get off here at Martinez. For us, this was the end of the line. This wasn't my first time traveling through the Old West, but it was still an adventure for my wife Liz and me. It would take some time to process all we had done and seen on the California Zephyr. After reflecting on these fond memories, we'd start planning our next Amtrak adventure. See you on the rails.